Welcome to the Money Talk Show TV. I am your host with the most on this bedtime. We having date night, bed night, reaction time, and we're gonna get into when flirting goes wrong. Since we had a date night and somebody ate real good, expensive date night too. Just want to say she's still expensive.
That's why I'm still smiling, even though I should be asleep by now. Man, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. And you just gotta make a video tonight.
We grinding. Grinding. Same thing. Now let's go.
Hurry up.
Flirting goes wrong.
Belinda Hernandez,
number
a veteran of the Houston police force, was jailed after he allegedly murdered his wife of 30 years for flirting with another man. The victim, identified as school
Don't look at
librarian
me.
Belinda Hernandez, aged 52,
30 years?
was found dead in her kitchen on March
you look at
23rd
me.
of 2019 by her adult daughter. Hernandez had reportedly succumbed to multiple gunshot wounds inflicted by her husband, Hilario, who'd been a Houston police sergeant for roughly 3 decades at the time of the incident. After taking his wife's life, Hilario fled south, but he was ultimately apprehended at a motel near the Texas-Mexico border that was located roughly 250 miles from his home in Pearland. Maddened by jealousy, he resorted to murdering his own wife, with whom he shared 2 children, because he thought she was flirting with another man during a gathering with friends. The Houston Police Department
That's why I
relieved
just look at the
Hilario of
flow.
his duties, and he was ultimately sentenced to 40
Everywhere we
years
go,
in
I
prison
keep my eyes
after
on the
pleading
flow.
guilty to first-degree murder. Number 7. Dwight Braithwaite.
Keep your eyes on the flow.
On December the 6th of 2013, a 21-year-old Brooklyn resident fatally stabbed a man following an argument inside of a fried chicken restaurant. The dispute was
That sounds like
reportedly
you.
initiated by
That's your spot. That sounds like you. You was the one who shot that man.
His girlfriend and
About some
stranger
chicken?
at the
That's
Flatbush
all
restaurant,
you.
Who was identified
That's the
as
old
Dwight
dude with
Braithwaite,
braids.
age 26. After Wilkinson confronted Braithwaite over the alleged
Can't see me.
flirting, the conflict turned into a physical
I really
altercation
truly believe
and
that you
spilled
would
onto
shoot
the
somebody
sidewalk
about some
outside
chicken.
of the establishment, as was captured by video surveillance and subsequently used as evidence against him in court.
You know you can't
Wilkinson
breathe
ran
in
to
that
his
man.
nearby apartment building, where he grabbed a knife from his home. He then returned to the street
Can't
and plunged the
breathe when you ain't got
blade
no chicken.
into Braithwaite's back, inflicting lethal injuries. Wilkinson's girlfriend testified against him during the case's legal proceedings.
Let me find out you
recounting
flirting
to
with
the
them
jury
girls at
how
churches.
he'd admitted to her that he'd stabbed the victim in a jealous
You even
rage.
said one
Like
of
you
them had a
said,
big
keep
booty.
my eyes closed.
Did you say one? You said that. You said oh, you talking about the lady with the big booty? You said that.
I keep.
Number 6.
Did he just kill?
Emily Elliott,
That dude said they killed him,
a
baby.
23-year-old university student, took her own life in
And
June
she
of
killed herself.
2019 after she discovered that her partner had been flirting with another woman on social media. Emily Elliott
Come on, Emily.
Damn, Emily. And then you were pretty. What the fuck?
You can't kill yourself over nobody, especially just because. I mean, if they flirt with somebody else, they ain't for you. You might need to move on. Change the song, change the scenery, do whatever you gotta do. Don't kill yourself.
And she was a pretty little girl. What the hell?
Man, you went down.
It would have been a whole bunch of Justin Biebers lined up to get with you, Emily.
Yeah, you mad cause this nigga sending the purple emoji to Becky. Come
He
on,
probably
man.
ain't even got the whole purple.
Right.
He probably need like the. Everybody don't deserve to send the plant emoji.
Maybe they cooking vegetables. Okay? Maybe cooking vegetables. You know what I'm saying? You usually be cooking, you could be cooking, eggplant. They cook eggplant. Okay, well, let's see what Emily did after killing herself. Or what she killed herself over.
first met Shay Doyle in 2016 while they were both attending Huddersfield University in
Really?
West Yorkshire, England.
Even worse.
Their relationship was initially characterized as a close friendship, but as time
Some kind of
passed and the
plastic
pair
surgery.
grew closer,
But
they
she's
eventually
still
became
cute.
romantically involved and moved in together. The couple
So you
reportedly
telling me
broke
she
up
couldn't
in
get no
early
man?
2019
No,
after
she
Elliot
really-
learned that
no, she
Doyle
could've
had been
got all
talking to
kinds of
another woman
men.
on
Adam
Facebook.
would have gave his
Elliot
whole
was so
checkup to be with
distraught
that
by her
girl.
findings that she unsuccessfully
And
attempted
look
to
at
end her own
fucking
life
with
in February of
Ice-T.
2019. The two had blocked one another on social media in the aftermath of their separation. but they ultimately resumed dating at the end of March. Doyle later testified in court that he believed the couple was in a good place after getting back together, and they'd even discussed the possibility of having children. On June the 28th, however, Doyle received concerning messages from Elliot and was subsequently unable to get in contact with her. He traveled 29 miles via train to reach his girlfriend's house, where he found her dead on the floor of her bedroom. The coroner who examined the case ruled that Elliot had taken her own life. Number 5.
Fucking with Jesse. I think you like, Jesse from Breaking Bad.
I don't know, mister. Why do you think that this will work? I can't say that.
This is... Okay.
I just don't understand, Emily. You're going to have to, reach out from the grave and tell me what that was all about. Because you were young. You were very beautiful.
Maybe Becky snuck through and did her thing and made it look like, it was suicide. Becky could have been cold. Okay? Becky,
So the other woman did it?
that's what we gonna hope.
Okay.
That Becky did it, you know what I'm saying?
He said he received the messages and he got up and drove down.
Yeah, Becky.
So
sent the
Becky,
message.
so she had that all planned. Oh shit, Becky.
Hey, you put in the movies you watch.
Selvan Achar. In December of 2020, a man from the Mughal province of Turkey fatally stabbed his own wife after exchanging flirtatious messages with her while posing as a potential love interest online. The suspect was identified as Tanju Achar, aged 32, who'd reportedly carried out the murder after his 25-year-old wife, Selvan Achar, demanded a divorce due to the man's abusive behavior towards her. While concocting a plan to eliminate his partner, Tanju reportedly learned of a local law which stipulated that infidelity could serve as a mitigating circumstance of murder. This aspect of Turkish legislation meant it was possible that Tanju might receive a reduced sentence for killing his wife if he could prove that she'd been unfaithful to him. He subsequently set out to deceive Selvan into thinking she was being courted by various suitors on the internet. Tanju and his friends created fake online profiles and began sending flirtatious messages to Selvan to conjure the illusion that she was cheating on him. The husband's devious plot culminated on December the 8th of 2020 when he stabbed Selvan in the back with a knife. The authorities reported that the blade pierced the woman's heart and she passed away instantly. Although Tanju had sought to lessen the severity of his punishment by using Selvan's purported infidelity as an excuse for his actions, the Fethiye Public Prosecutor's Office demanded the man receive an aggravated life sentence for deliberate murder of a spouse. Under Turkish law, prisoners serving such sentences are only eligible for parole after spending at least 36 years
36.
behind bars.
45, 57.
Number 4, Isaiah Roberts.
That's what he did.
On May the 25th of 2012, a jealous man fatally shot a teenage immigrant whom he felt had flirted with his wife on a New York City public transport bus. After the suspected flirtation had already taken place, Lawrence Jones of Brooklyn lured 18-year-old Isaiah Roberts to a remote location near Howard Avenue in Bed-Stuy. It was there that Jones confronted the teen over his alleged inappropriate interactions with his wife. A heated argument erupted between Jones and Roberts, during the course of which the former pulled out a handgun. As the teenager attempted to flee, Jones fired a total of 5 rounds in his direction, with one bullet striking him in the back. Roberts was found by the police lying face down in the street, and he was ultimately pronounced dead after being transported to Kings County Hospital. Jones was taken into custody and charged with the young man's murder, for which he was eventually sentenced to 20 years to life behind bars. The victim, a native of Trinidad, reportedly held aspirations of one day becoming a professional architect. Number 3, Sakira Loseke.
He gonna kill somebody for fucking with me.
2-year-old.
No, man, it ain't that serious.
You sure? Cause you got a long ass list. You better get started now. But no, I said that to say this. That is just so dumb. Why would you kill somebody because they flirted with your woman? You should be happy somebody wants your damn woman. She could look like this, but she don't. So you should be happy that somebody is flirting with your woman. Cause who in the hell want a woman that don't nobody else even think is attractive? That means you shouldn't think that person's attractive either.
Yeah.
Cause she might look like this.
Well, you don't want to look like that. You damn sure don't want to look like that. You look like that is rough. You got a girl look like that, you might well just kill yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Look like Emily. Let's see what the...
A 22-year-old woman was left to bleed out in the middle of a North London street after being stabbed by a jealous acquaintance on September the 8th of 2019. Sakira Loseke had been targeted by Siobhan Collins Grant, aged 26. The pair had reportedly been friends for a time, but they were said to have experienced a falling out in August of 2019 after Collins Grant accused Loseke of flirting with her girlfriend, Savannah Simpson, while the women were spending a night out at a club. After engaging in a physical altercation, the two women were thrown out by the nightclub's bouncers.
That's right up your alley.
Tensions
right
between Loseke and Collins Grant
download this whole
subsequently
entire
died down
story.
until the two crossed paths again a few weeks later.
Follow it all
On
the way
day
to
of
trial.
The deadly incident, Collins Grant was standing with 4 other females outside of a friend's residence in
Just
Chalk
because
Farm,
his
where she
lesbian
had previously
love
been residing.
violence.
She'd been kicked out the day before and was there to pick
You
up
love
her
that
clothes.
lesbian
Whilst
love
the group was
violence.
standing in the street, Loseke and 2 of her friends arrived at the scene. According to court records, Collins Grant charged the victim without warning, delivered a blow to her head, and stabbed her through the breast with a kitchen knife. She then ran to Camden and tossed the murder weapon into Regent's Canal. Emergency medical services were called to tend to Loseke's critical stab wounds. A doctor attempted to perform open heart surgery on the woman as she lay in the middle of the street, but she was pronounced dead just before midnight. Collins Grant pleaded guilty to manslaughter and was...
The only question about this is, what doctor thought he was going to be able to perform open heart surgery in the middle of the street?
Halstead on Chicago.
Because you need a lot of tools, a lot of sanitation. You need a lot of stuff. You know how they lay their table up and it be like 30, 40, 50 tools right there? You in the middle of the street, this just happened, so you don't have any of this stuff, and yet you thought you was going to do what in the middle of the street?
Hey, I need alcohol, some paper towels, a plastic bag,
Hot rags.
and a hot rag, and a water hose. Anybody can find a water hose and a fire extinguisher.
What is that?
Just in case shit get rough, okay? I'm sorry, just in case shit get rough. I need your shirt.
How are you going to monitor her vitals?
You got it. She was a lesbian, so you get 2 of them lesbian girls. Look here, girl. Hey, you get one arm, you get the other arm, and you just make sure that you make sure her chest is steady moving.
But one of them stabbed the other one, so they ain't really helping. You ain't finna help nobody. You just stabbed.
You just pick another lesbian at the bottom.
That was, you know what?
They gotta support each other now.
They gonna take this off of YouTube.
They gotta support each other.
No, I'm talking about your video.
Well, somebody gotta help.
I'm just saying.
Somebody gotta help.
The LGB is coming for you.
Somebody gotta help. You guys need to stick together and not be killing each other. That's
But
bad.
they ain't gonna be tagging each other in and out on no murder. Did you hear what you just said?
They're not gonna help.
What makes you think just because a lesbian sees another lesbian, you gonna go ahead and help her commit and cover up another murder?
Lesbian lives matter.
I have no affiliation with that. Matter of fact, you know what? Take my name off this video.
sentenced to 8 years in prison.
Oh, she got 8 years in prison.
That's all? You stabbed that girl in the heart.
In the heart.
And you only got 8 years?
8 years.
I can do 8 years.
Maybe it was in London, because it was a London thing or something, you know what I'm saying?
So in London, so I can go over London and just start knocking motherfuckers off because you only gonna get 8 years.
As long as you stab him in the heart. If you shoot him, you're gonna get about 15 and 20. Well, if you stab him in the heart, you're straight. You look 5 to 8.
That's the London law.
A Beautiful Mind,
Clamor
Keon
Passion.
Stromana, and Herbert Donnell Gray III. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below. Number 2, Fatima Muhammad.
Who?
A Chicago man
Fatima
carried out the
Muhammad.
murder of
I
his
thought it was
girlfriend's teenage
Fatima.
cousin in West Fargo, North Dakota.
I thought it would
on
be
June the
Fatima
6th
Muhammad.
of 2016.
I
The
think
fatal
he might have
incident was
mispronounced that.
precipitated
He
by a
mispronounced
dispute
that.
between
Fatima
26-year-old
Muhammad.
David White Jr. and Fatima Muhammad, aged
Fatima
19.
Muhammad.
The two were being driven home by Muhammad's cousin, who was in a romantic relationship with White at the time. During the course of the ride,
his name is
Muhammad
Fatima.
allegedly
Maybe he
told
just
her
saying it
cousin
weird
that
because
White
his
had been
accent.
flirting with her. The man was
Sounds like a robot.
enraged by the
I
accusation,
thought it was
to which
Fatima,
he
but he
reacted
said
by brandishing
Fatima.
a gun and firing a fatal round into Muhammad's head. White threatened to shoot his girlfriend as well if she attempted to run away. He forced her to drive more than 600 miles east to his sister's house in Chicago. After pulling into the garage, White retrieved plastic bags, a laundry bag, and a pair of gloves from inside the residence. He placed the plastic bag over Muhammad's head and put the rest of her body in the laundry bag. The man then set down plastic bags on the floor of one of his sister's closets and situated the dead body on top of them. A few days later, White and his girlfriend dumped the body behind a vacant...
Okay, so you drive him 600 miles to his sister's house. He goes in the house, come back out with a bag and put it over your head and then strangles you to death. And 600 miles is a long way. You mean to tell me doing that 600 miles you ain't had no opportunity to get away?
You ain't try to fuck him up not one time.
When y'all stopped at the gas station, when he had to go use the bathroom.
At his sister house, you should have let him. You shouldn't even make that fire. You just drug yourself to your own death and then let him kill you. That was bad.
I don't know if the man telling the story right, but he said he went in the house.
Yeah,
and came back outside.
He took the keys and told him to stay here in the car. I'll be right back. Stay here in the car. I'm finna go grab some shit real quick. This is my sister's house. Y'all cool? Okay. Be right back. That's what he did.
Oh man, you know what? Cut it off. Already go to bed. Just end it. Just end it. Edit it, chop it, screw it, however you want. But just end it. Oh my gosh.
Don't go with these crimes.
Crimes?
Because you would do the time.
No, you cannot compare anything. These are individual psycho ass motherfuckers.
Yes, it is. They fucked up in the head. Okay?
So you can't even offer any sound advice to say don't do what? Be psycho? You should already know that, and if you don't, it's too late. Be safe. Happy holidays. We just having fun. This is a midnight pillow talk. I'm supposed to be in the bed sleep. He's supposed to be feeding me strawberries.
Feed that piece of cake and go fighting over that brownie.
What brownie? That's my brownie. You should have bought or purchased your own. That woman gave you several options. She even re-offered another counter offer with lemon cake.
That was too much money. She wanted $2 for change for one slice.
But that piece of cake was huge, and it was a delicacy. It looked so delicious. It almost looked fake. I really have regrets. But tune in tomorrow. We'll make another video because somebody else is doing something stupid tomorrow. So, and as long as American people do stupid stuff, we are gonna be here to laugh hard.
Give you this news update.
Also, too, we invest in stocks.
Crypto.
No drip this. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip this. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands. I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage. Now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you.